Would you like to put on more consistent and profitable trades? Something that's a little less stressful and can be repeated over and over and over again. That's exactly what I'm doing because this particular thing happens 90% of the time and you might not be aware of it. Now I'm just about to make $430 on this trade I just put on 2 days ago because this thing happens consistently. So I'm just taking advantage of it. I'm going to take you through exactly how I made it happen in the trade. So by the end of the video, you have a solid idea of what I'm talking about. It's actually super simple and it's been working great for me. And stick around to the end of the video because I have 3 stocks that are doing almost the exact same thing and could be potentially great trades for you in the future. Let's get started right now. So this is Hyatt Hotels, symbol H, just a nice little H here. And what we can see is as it's consolidating around here and really not doing much. I mean, it's up and it's down, it's up, it's down. It's kind of all over the place. There, you can see there's no volume on it whatsoever. It popped up on my scanner here that I have, the Beyond Bollinger Scanner, the other day, just 3 days ago, you can see. And this is basically the bread and butter that I love to trade with. We have no momentum to the upside, and out of nowhere, it pops up on a little bit of volume, 3.6 million in volume. Okay, it's okay. But it's a red volume day and it's pumped up over the Bollinger Band. Now, the reason I love stocks that go over the Bollinger Band or below it is because every single time, look what happens, right? They go out of the Bollinger Band and they want to come back in. They go out of the Bollinger Band and they want to come back in. They go out of the Bollinger Band and they want to come back in. It's actually a stat. 90% of the time, price wants to stay within the Bollinger Band. So all I simply do is find stocks that find themselves outside of the Bollinger Band, and I take advantage by selling calls up above that price. So this one was nice and easy because I'm basically just betting on the fact that if it got out of the Bollinger Band and there's a 90% chance that it wants to come back in, well then, let me bet that it wants to come back in. That's how simple it is, okay? So I literally saw this pop up on my feed the other day. I thought, you know what, this is exactly it because we have no momentum pushing or anything like that. So I definitely want to sell something up here. So if we come down to the 15-minute chart, you can see on the day, I actually sold right when it was perfectly up here. So I did something that's a little bit closer to the money because when it was up here and it kind of fell back down, that's when I sold. So I think I sold right around here. So we can see on the trade, you can see that right now I'm currently up $442 on it. Okay, so I've made $442. I think that's about 65% of the move. So I'm actually going to take off my trade. But before I do that, I want to show you exactly how I put this trade on and how you could benefit from it. So all I did was I came over and I sold calls. So you can see I sell the 110 call and I buy the 115 call. And all that's saying is okay, the one that's closer to the money, the call is going to be more expensive, right? We can see here, right now it's 85 cents, 92 cents. And the one that's farther away from the money, it's higher up over the money, 115, you can see it's 15 cents. So if I sell it, I actually sold it at 318 and I bought the one at 93, I get a credit on that, the difference between the two. And then now they've gone down in price, I actually make some money because I sold something at a higher price and now I can buy it back at a cheaper one. So you can see here, I'm up $427.50. Now, if this sounds all confusing to you, it's not as confusing as you think. It's really easy to put on this trade. If I just right click here, I right click on the sell of whatever call it is, I come over, right click, and I just go to vertical. The program does it for you. So then I sell the 110 and I buy the 115. It did it for me, right? It already puts this trade together for me. And you can see right now, it'll actually give me a credit of 80 cents. So it's that simple. And then I come over to the Analyze tab and I can actually see, okay, how's this trade going to play out for me? Now at the time, you can see here that I sold this, the 110 and 115. As long as the price was going to stay below 112, or I think at the time I had about here, 112.95, so just under 113, then I was going to be okay. And the most I was going to risk was about 150 at the time. 150, $175. Now, if it went all the way back up there, I'd only lose 123, it's saying. So what's great about these trades as well is your risk parameter actually goes down as time goes on. And you can see the blue line is my consistent or the expiry profit and loss. So I have the potential to make 675 here, but you can see the purple line is real-time profit. I'm up 427. For me personally, once I hit about 65% of the move, I just want to get out, because the last thing I want to do is get greedy here and it comes down and then we have a little pop and some news comes out or something, and then it starts to trail back up here and I start to lose some money on that. What I've learned over the years is that it's a lot better to be less greedy and just think, okay, I made 65% of this move. That's perfect. I'm going to get out of it. So the next time you're looking at a trade and you see something that actually just popped up and had a really good day, instead of thinking, oh, I'm going to buy some calls because this thing's going to fly to the moon, or I'm going to buy the stock, pay attention to that Bollinger Band and pay attention to the 90% probability. There's a really high probability chance that this thing's going to want to calm down for a little bit. Stocks just don't shoot straight up like rockets, right? They come up for a bit and they come back down. So I just take advantage of that. Now I'm going to get out of the trade. I'll be able to sell this off, and actually I can just go ahead and buy it, but I'll be able to sell this off and I can make 427 on the day. It's a 3-day trade, make 430 bucks, we'll call it. That's a pretty good deal for me, and then I'll move this capital right over to another one. And since you're here and you're still paying attention to me, which I greatly appreciate, let's take a look at some other charts that popped out. So this one, Adobe, right? Now this has a little bit more momentum behind it, so I might want to be careful with that one. AMAT, okay, this is definitely getting farther out of the Bollinger Band. So I want to keep my eye on this. Maybe today it's going to have some strength, but over the next 2 days, it's probably going to what? Want to work its way back down. And then we have NVIDIA. Same thing. This definitely has some momentum behind it, and it's not quite out of that Bollinger Band too far. But at some point, if it gets really overextended like it was over here, then I can take advantage. So I'm keeping it extremely simple, even though it might sound a little complicated. I'm keeping it extremely simple, and I'm just consistently using probabilities to help myself out. Now, if this interested in you at all, I wouldn't mind a like and subscribe if you found some value in this. I appreciate you for sticking around this long, and I'll catch you on the next one.